missing an explanation of what is called the OLOs, which are the overarching learning outcomes. What you are supposed to be competent in once you get out of this university. 5 out of 7 of these OLOs are on soft skills. So presentation, creativity, leadership, innovation, intellectual transformation, and ethics. So that's 6 out of 7 actually. The 7th is research, by the way. It's like a 7-word word. Well, no. So this is the course in which you put into practice what you would normally not put into practice. So all the non-technical knowledge we put into the course here. So each one of you is requested, if they want to be attending, to show, to present in front of the class their creativity, their capability to transform their ideas to something different, to give value judgments and all the other things which I'm not going to repeat again.
The battle will be set in an environment, okay? Let's imagine that we are in 2100 and something happened, okay? And you have to be, when you will do your speech, when you will invent your story, you will have to be credible, okay, with your story, based on the environment in which it's settled, okay? So the critical minds will present the battlefield, first of all. At the end, there will be 5 minutes for each team of closing statement, okay, to convince the public that their view is the best.
This works is like this. We're going to give you a scenario, and this scenario is going to have some fictional element, which is called, in literature, counterfactual. So there is a fact, and we put a what if this happened instead, okay? And the way you will need to work is you will need to build up from the facts and the counterfactuals to create what we call a plausible story. So if you have read, or if you have seen the cover of the book that we wrote last year, it is Tales, Fairy Tales, and Fairy Tales of I&D. So what we're interested in is not the tale, so the pure recounting of the facts. What we're interested in is not the fairy tale, so what you tell in front of marketing people. What we're interested in is the fair tale. So something which makes sense, which is plausible, but does not need to be 100% the reality, is your representation of reality. So now, for the proposal part, can I ask for one volunteer, really, to help me with managing the Blackboard? Anybody of you? This is not a good thing. Come on, folks. I'm not shooting on you. I'm giving you a free talk, purple, if you want. So I don't know. Is there a lady? That's true. Yeah. Would you mind helping us? Oh, you're keeping notes. Okay. Would you mind helping us? Fantastic. Thank you very much. Would you mind letting her go? Great. All right. So the way we're going to discuss is we will have, so if you could just please just wipe the board and keep track of the topics so that no keepers can like, is it good or bad. We can have battles on heroes, so entrepreneurial figures, such as Steve Jobs, we can have Kennedy. Over here, this for like 30 seconds what your battle concept is. We will not make fun of you, I guarantee. If anybody does make fun of anybody else, we're going to take this very seriously. And our friend, name? Sophia will help us by keeping notes to that one. So it's up to you now. Please, my friend, Tom.
The question is whether electric vehicles are good or bad. And I guess it's more ethical than anything else.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
I propose a battle.
Sorry, your name?
Stefano Fioranzo. And I propose a battle on whether genetic editing may be good or bad.
My name is Nagy Sándor, I'm from Hungary, and the idea is quite actual. I think the American presidency, Hillary versus Trump, and how could we reach this point, basically?
Hi, Nayan from Serbia. I wanted to discuss artificial intelligence and its future. If it's feasible to use artificial intelligence to augment creativity for humans, or is it something that it's impossible to do and stuff like this? So technological.
Hello, I'm Alfred and I'm from Zimbabwe. I basically have two propositions. One is the United Nations a toothless dog? And the second one, Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter. Lives
Okay,
Matter.
that's very interesting. Okay. So on the ethical part, all lives matter versus black lives matter, correct? Thank you very much.
Related with Apple, topic similar, and that is when it comes to buy graphics card, what is the best one, NVIDIA or AMD?
Okay, thank you very much.
He has been using technology too much and not talking to people. So it's a very controversial topic, and I cannot surely ask the question. Like it's not good or bad. We need to make it good, but by eliminating
I would
something
frame
bad.
it in a technological perspective. Just put it as a tech, please, Sophia. So I would say like virtual realities in plural, if you like. I think it would be like good. Probably Giulio.
Nuclear or non-nuclear question about
Energy production.
energy for energy production or
So-
geotechnical instead of taking fossil.
Best albums were recorded with analog unit or something else. So this is my.
Right. So analog versus digital sound on the tech side, I would say. How? So if need to use again the military service or not? Thank you very much.
Freedom of speech versus
Sensitivity towards people. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's not strictly a new topic, but from Fritz Haber, so we shouldn't just inspect this one instance, I think. But many times in history, when there is war, there is great achievements in science, and it's an interesting question how much responsibility a scientist bears. I mean, from atom bombs came atomic power, also from rockets we get others. So from many things which was originally invented during war to defeat others came many really good. Whether you should do it because it might be great in a long distance, but you kill others basically, or not.
So,
So
there's like two
responsibility.
topics: war as a technological, as an innovation driver,
Yes,
and responsibility, ethical responsibility of liability of scientists.
yes.
Thank you very much.
Hegel. So the question is, do we need more or less philosophy in computer science? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi, Giorgio from Italy, and I propose a discussion about security of the nation and privacy.
Who was the greatest mind of the century, Albert Einstein or Sir Isaac Newton? Or which is the most influential formula? Is equal to mc square, or the Newton's law of force is equal to mass times acceleration?
For heroes, I really like this. Thank you very much.
So I think it's quite interesting how much does a company can basically evolve without outside checks, or I don't know how to say it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So are mega corporations a thing, or are they just science fiction? All right. With this, I thank you very much. I think we can wrap up.